Hey, what's up guys? It's Cliff with TRD Pro. Really excited to be back with you. Today, we're gonna be getting rid of these factory taillights in this 2020 4Runner TRD Pro. All right guys, this is a really simple install. All you need is about 30 minutes of time. From a tools perspective, you'll need a socket wrench and a 10mm socket, and then you'll also need a small panel tool, or you can use a flathead screwdriver. We're gonna be using an impact gun for today's install, but you can certainly use a manual socket wrench if that's all you have. So what we're putting in today are the Morimoto XB LED taillights. I've had my eye on these from the moment that they came out. They are extremely bright. The sequential turn signal is super cool. So you've got the cool factor and then you got the safety factor, because bright equals being seen. And that's what you want with your lighting on your Toyota 4Runner. They're completely plug and play. And again, swapping the factory taillights and putting these in is going to take you about 30 minutes. Let's get started. All right, now that we've got the back open, there's a panel on each side of the rear of the vehicle that we're going to gain access to remove the factory taillight. So let's get started with that. So what I'm talking about here is this panel right here. And there's a little notch on the side here that you can use a panel tool or flathead screwdriver to gain access to. Okay. So now we have access to the rear of the taillight. All right guys, now that we've gained access to the back of the taillight, just a few things that we need to do. We'll start with the top. There is a 10mm bolt right here, which we need to remove. There is a bulb up there that's connected to the wiring harness that we will need to twist and remove. There is another bulb right here, which we will twist and remove. I'll do that right now just to show you. So there's the bulb right there. I just twisted it out. And then there's a 10mm bolt right here as well. So the only tool we'll need for this step is a 10mm socket. So let's get started on that. Okay, so we got both 10mm bolts removed. I'm going to remove this top bulb just by twisting it and then pulling into the vehicle. All right, now the wiring harness from the light, factory tail light, is removed, but I need to remove it from the actual harness in the vehicle. So there, I just disconnect that. And then we've got the entire tail light wiring harness removed. And then now that we have all of that removed, all we're gonna do is pull the light straight out, and it becomes totally disengaged from the rear of the vehicle, and that's it. So all I'm gonna do now, guys, is repeat the process on the other side. So we're gonna use our small panel tool or small flathead screwdriver, remove this panel, remove the wiring harness, remove our bulbs by twisting and then pulling into the vehicle. So we've got the complete wiring harness removed. And now we're going to remove our 10mm bolts. Now that we have the wiring harness out and the bolts out, all we're going to do, same thing on this side, is just pull straight out. And we've got the factory taillight on both sides removed. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's get these bad boys in. So all I'm going to be doing is funneling the wiring harness through the large hole. And then I'm going to be aligning, there are gold pins that I'm just aligning the headlight in and securing it into place. And it sort of pushes right into place, and you'll be able to feel it. It kind of snaps into place, and it's really secure. So back here, of course, there is a wiring harness. I told you it's plug and play. It is absolutely plug and play. All we're doing is making this connection right here. That's it. That taillight is installed. And next, all we're doing is putting back in our 10mm bolts, which you start with your fingers. And you can gently tighten down with your socket wrench or your impact gun. All right. And that's it. It's in. All right, let's get started on the other side. So same thing on this side. We're just putting our wiring harness through this middle rectangular large hole. We're lining up the gold pins with the holes that are in the taillight section of the 4Runner, and we are securing it into place, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it when it's in place, and right now we are in a good spot. I can see that everything is lined up, so we're going to go ahead and let's connect our wiring harness, which again, plug and play. There we go. We can tuck that back there. Let's get our 10mm bolts back on our pins. Start with your fingers. And let's secure those down. Okay. All right, let's put our panel back on. And we're going to put our other panel back on. And that's it, man. All right, guys, last step, super important. Let's do a test. All right, guys, well, our test was successful, and I think for our closing, I'm just gonna hang out right here next to my favorite part, the sequential turn signal, not to mention the huge safety improvement because they're super bright at night. I know you can't really tell because it's during the day here today, but trust me, they're bright. I love these taillights. You can purchase them on our website, www.trailgridpro.com. And as always, guys, have a blast out there.